Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I hope you're all doing good. It's your girl, Seeker, in the house, and a happy weekend to everybody. We were having a very interesting conversation a couple days back where we were talking about how, we've entered the new month of September, and, there's that huge temptation to think that it's over. I can't retrieve. I can't reset. I can't do anything. Things are not quite going the way I want them to. And so it's the end. But it's not. It's not over until God says it's over. As long as you have the breath of life inside of you, there is nothing that you can't accomplish if you set your mind to it and you're able to do the set thing. So that was the one of the videos that we had on the platform. I think it was on Monday. Good morning, Nana. How are you doing? God will make a way soon. Good morning to everybody. Mr. Daniel, good morning. And so today we're continuing on that theme, but something else that needs to be added on to that ingredient. So it's all well and good having the pep talk, and it's necessary because we all need to be motivated periodically to be able to have the energy and the push, the drive to be able to continue with whatever it is that we're wanting to see happen, transform, or accomplish in our lives. But it's one thing to be motivated, and it's another thing to be able to be focused and work towards achieving whatever goal it is that you want to accomplish. And so there's certain ingredients that are necessary in order for you to be able to get where it is that you want to get to. And one of those is change. And I talk about change a lot because it's very uncomfortable. And for me, I find that as you get more mature, not just in wisdom and understanding, but also in age, you become more opposed to change because it's very uncomfortable. I find that as you get older, you're set in your ways. You think you know how to, maneuver things and get your way around. But then as soon as things have to change, it's quite uncomfortable. It goes against the grain. It's, there's nothing fun about it. But the truth about it is that unless you are prepared to let go of certain things, change certain things, you're still going to have the same result. You're not going to be able to materialize the things that you're desiring or wanting to see happen in your life. So unfortunately, there's certain things that have got to go out of your life. For instance, you're starting a new project and, it's taking a lot of your time, and you have a family and they're also demanding your time, and, you have to divvy yourself into so many different parts in order to be able to accomplish the dream of taking that business off. And so all those little bits of times that you probably sit around and do other curriculum activities, you would probably have to think about those and see where you can chop off times off of there to do the things that are required of you, so that you can, have this work-life balance where there is still time for you to spend with your nearest and dearest without hurting the thing that you're trying to take off. Sometimes when we're wanting to move on in life, we may have to let go of certain people that are around us because they don't necessarily share the same dream as you. You want to go back to school, but all the people that are around you are satisfied with their lot. Maybe they've all got first degrees or second degrees. They're comfortable. They're all established. If you surround yourself with people like that, they have everything that they think they need at that time to be comfortable, but you're not. You want more. And so it's important that you have the motivation to keep going by being around people that have what you want, so that you can aim higher to the place that those people are at. Let's say you've come out of high school. Unfortunately, you weren't able to continue at the time because A, you didn't have the money, and B, your family were not in a position to support you to do that. Now you've gone round full circle. You've had children, you've had your family. Now you're in your late 30s, 40s, 50s. It doesn't matter. But now you want to move on. You want to advance. You want that next thing. If all the people around you are single moms and dads and people that, don't really see that need, that at this point in your life, this is what you want and are there to support you, a temptation is great for you to then slip by the wayside, because all the people that are around you don't see that vision. They don't have the same dream. They don't carry the same thing. Thank you so much, Abiba. How are you doing, sweetheart? And good morning to everybody. And so it's important that in wanting to pursue that goal in your life, that you're around people that are going to motivate you and push you, propel you forward into achieving that thing that you want. Sometimes it may be vices that you yourself have that you need to change. You drink too much and it's not a good thing. You substance abuse and it's not a good thing. Maybe you self-medicate, and there's a lot of people that do that today. As soon as you feel a little twinge, you're on so many different types of, discomfort or pain medication when you don't even understand what it is that you're doing, but you think, the last time this thing worked, so let me just use that thing and it will continue to work. Like, there are different facets to life and different things about you have got to change. Maybe you've hit the middle ages and you've never really had to care about what you're putting in your mouth. Whether it has a lot of carbohydrates, too much sugar, whatever, you don't care. You're just eat anything. But now you're realizing that you're putting a lot of weight on in the middle section, and everybody is telling you that those are the things that are bad for, all the issues that we're all trying so hard to avoid. Elevated blood pressure, blood sugar, the cancers, and all of those things, hormonal imbalance, lack of sleep. And so you have to change those things. Maybe you're the sort of person Monday to Friday, you don't really have time, so you just eat whatever it is. The weekend, you want to laze about and go out with your friends and, eat fufu and, kenke party and all of those things. And you drink so much over the weekend. Maybe you got away with it in your 20s, but I can guarantee you that if you try those things in your 40s, weekend after weekend, you pay a price for it with your health. And the health is one of those things that you don't get to have second, do-overs on. And so, you can only push it so far before there's some kind of consequences of payments that you have to make because of wrong choices that you made. A lot of my brothers also don't realize that when you drink excessively, you are lowering the quality of the sperm. And so you're getting on, maybe you want to expand your family or you want to start a family, and then you find that you can't. In today's day and age, there's so many young people, young guys, 25, 30, and they have impotence issues and they don't understand. Yeah, you drink too much. And now a lot of people mix their own things with all kinds of funny concoctions without fully understanding what those things are doing to your body. And now in Ghana, there's the influx of all kinds of substances that shouldn't be on the market. And people are into them big time, thinking that, when I'm on it, it takes my problems away for a moment. And before you know it, you're addicted to all kinds of things. All of those things, they need to go. And unless you're prepared to, surrender them, let it go, cut it out, you continue to struggle with the things that you want to achieve in your life. Let's go to the spiritual side of things. Maybe It is a thing that this year you don't pray enough. You just get up, you get going, you do what you like, and you come back, and nothing is really moving. And what you need to do is to devote a little bit of time, even if it's 15 minutes every morning, to have a word that you read and think about, and then you also pray, and then you get up and do what it is you need to do. Maybe that is the change that has to happen, but you don't have the discipline to be able to do so. So change is one of the things that is absolutely necessary if you want to see anything transform in your life. But a lot of us struggle to be able to do the set things, to be able to have the outcomes that we desire. And it's harder the older you get, I find, because the older you become, the more set in your ways you are. And so letting go of things that you become accustomed to, it's very hard for you to let it go. But that is what is necessary to get you to the prize. So the $1 million question is, are you going to be held bound that this is how I've always done it, and so this is how I'm going to continue to do it? Or are you going to say, well, the thing that I desire is so big that if change is what it takes, well, I don't like it, but I have to embrace the change. Maybe you've been working the same job for the last 15 years and been overlooked. You've barely had any promotions. You're in the same position. You've got the qualifications to get you to the next place, but there's just something tiny that you need to tweak. And that thing may just be that you need to go above and beyond. Like if your boss says, write me a 100-page report, that's not all you have to do. You want to do things that is showing and demonstrating that, maybe now you're ready to be in management. You're ready to do that next thing, but you haven't shown that. And so you've been overlooked. Other people have come into the company, and within 2-3 years, they've taken all the certifications for management. And they're ahead of you, and now you're complaining. I've been here the longest time. I know this job inside out, and nobody is minding me. Well, it's not about how long you've been here. It's not some kind of association. What are you doing, consciously, intentionally to get to the next place? Maybe something simple that you have to do, but you're not doing it. You sit around and you gossip about management. You talk ill of people. All these are things that people watch. You're not a team player. You fight everything. When they ask you to do a setting and you have to do it as a team, you're the first person to register opposition to the thing. But the business ain't yours. It's not your company. You're just an employee. And oftentimes, people keep you there because maybe it costs too much to let you go. So it's okay, let's just keep paying him or her that salary. And they keep you there, and you're walking around. And other people are bypassing you. And I know sometimes there's bias. I get that. But ask yourself the questions first. What is it that I am supposed to be doing that I'm not doing yet? Do you talk too much in the office? Are you in every conversation, even things that have got absolutely nothing to do with you? Because all those things, the people that you talk to, the people that you confide in, that you think, oh, it's just us. You don't know what happens behind closed doors. You don't know what cliques there are outside of work. And you see, some of us don't realize that, especially when you live abroad, that if you've immigrated from Africa or some other country to come to another country, the people that you've come to meet, they too, that is their country. They've gone to the same schools, they've known each other, they're in cliques, they're in clubs, they're in cults, they're in whatever. And they help each other to get to the next level. You are not aware of that. Maybe over the weekends, they have this secret group that meets up and they go for golf and they do whatever. You are not privy to that, and you look like me. And you're trying to fight Obroni to get what you want to get to without playing the game, like doing what it takes to get you to that place. Sometimes we for want of a better word, it's like oversabi. You want to show the people that you know how to run their company better than themselves, when all you're looking for is your daily bread. So you have to think about all of those things. And maybe you've done all the things I'm talking about here, but you're still being overlooked. Like, because of the way you look or whatever, you don't fit their bill. And so you've been overlooked. You've done all the qualifications. You've done everything. But my sister, there's so many jobs out there. All it takes is for you to apply for another job. When was the last time you looked at your resume and decided, look, oh, I've got all this experience. What am I doing with it? Maybe I need to test the waters and see whether somebody is prepared to pay me more for the services I'm rendering here. That's the only way you know what you're worth. But no, we just sit in the same comfort. You know, in this job, I can start work at 10 o'clock and nobody says anything. And, you know, even though I should stay till 6, by 4 o'clock I leave, nobody says anything. Yeah, nobody is saying anything. But you're going to stay where you're sat for a very long time until you discipline yourself enough to realize, you know, sometimes we do things, we think we are stealing time and all of that, and people are not saying anything. But I promise you, if you're working for Igbo, I promise you that they know everything about everything that concerns you. I can guarantee you that. They watch. They may not say anything, but they're very observant. And that's something that the people that look like us, sometimes we overlook those things. We don't realize. Sometimes in the chatting and the laughing and they're looking over your shoulder, they can see everything that you do. So don't think that you know too much. You know how to manipulate things. You're not clever, more clever than they are. They know. There's a reason why they've chosen to just be quiet. Okay? Now, the last thing that I want to talk about is this. Like I said, put yourself out there. The other jobs, you know, your umbilical cord has not been tied to a particular job. You can move. And sometimes that move is necessary. That's what's going to propel you to the next place. And I'll share a little piece here. Earlier on this year, I was working for one governmental organization, and then all of a sudden, I got let go. Oh, thank you so much, Shyla. How are you doing, sweetheart? I got let go. And it was sudden. It felt like a slap across my face. What the hell is this? It wasn't planned. I wasn't expecting it. And I thought, this is not funny. I am not enjoying this. You know, and I have a funny way of talking to God. Like, we've been brought up in this religious way that when you want to address God, you have to talk to him in some flamboyant way. You know, my God and Savior Jesus. I ain't talk to him like that when I'm talking to him on my own. I'm like, I know what kind of bumpy ride, roller coaster idea it is you think you've put me on, but I am not enjoying this. I talk to him like I talk to my dad. Like, I am not enjoying what you're doing. I don't understand what you're doing, but I can tell you I don't like it. So you have to do something. Now, this something took a long time. It was baking for years. I'm like, what is this? I am done. I'm tired. You know, I was even ready to throw in the towel and just go back to England. It's my home. I love it. Everybody, I love and know it's there. And, you know, it's comfortable. But nothing good grows in your comfort zone. And that's God's honest truth. And the 11th hour, the 59th minute, and the 59th second, because it was like, I am done. And then God is like, but I ain't done with you yet. Like, we've only just gotten started. I don't know what you're thinking here, but this is my plan. And it had to take getting out of that place that I thought, oh, you know, it's not heaven, but hey, it's not hell either, so I'm okay. To that other place that I had been waiting and wanting to get to for almost 7 good years. Sometimes in the waiting is preparation. Sometimes in the waiting is resilience to face whatever it is that you're going to be facing at that new place. But change is necessary. Imagine that I'd given up on that 7-year dream 2 years into it. I wouldn't be telling you what I'm telling you today. And all the people that are nearest and dearest and closest to me will tell you. I will kick a fuss, I will whine, I will moan, I will cry, I will complain. They get to see that part of me. You see the, well-composed side of me, but they get the breaking, the crying, the complaining. I'm tired, I'm done, I don't want to do this anymore, and you start saying silly things. I'm fed up with this life and things like that. But it's all part of the process to get you to that place. And in that moment of despair and feeling broken and shattered and all of that, having the right kinds of people that cover you up. They get to see all the nastiness of you, but they still cover you up. They still push you on. They still encourage you. They, when you don't have the strength to do it on your own anymore, they will pray for you. You need those kinds of people around you. It could be anybody. For some people, it's a spouse. For some people, it's your boyfriend or your girlfriend. For some people, it's a sister, it's a friend, or a set of friends. But I pray that everybody that is watching this video has somebody, a group of people like that will be there for you regardless. There's one cousin that I have. One cousin, it feels like a brother, but one cousin that I have, and I don't even know how much of a thank you is enough for this guy, because 7 years of being around the same person and encouraging you and pushing you, many people would give up. But this guy, he never did. My dad's sister's son, he never did. He was always there, always pushing me on. It's you can do this. I know you've got what it takes. You need people like that. Mine presented itself as a cousin. Yours could be anybody. It took a whole army of people, but I'm grateful for that army of people that I have. What do you have? And if you don't have those kind of trustworthy people around you, my sister, my brother, it's time to go find you some other people. Because in the waiting, in the change, in the stretching and all of that, you're going to get muddy. And when those muddy days come, you need people that are fortified, people that love you, people that don't want the world to see your nastiness to cover you. But if all you have is enemies of progress, people that backbite, look at her making herself dirty there. She's tired. Look at her, you see? I'm happy. She's tired with life, so she can just be like all of us. If those are the kinds of people you have, you need to go find you some new people and get rid of the old sets, because that is not going to help you and that's not going to get you where you need to get to. I promise you. And you need them at every stage of your life, and in all the different facets of life, you need them. If it's your health that is failing, they're there to help you and cover you up. If you're having relationship, marital issues, they are there. They are there all of the time. When you feel like giving up, they are there. Hey, do you remember yesterday I heard you saying this? Well, it's time for you to apply it to yourself. Because sometimes doctors are the best people to prescribe medication, but they don't even know what it tastes like themselves until they're in that situation that you were in, and now they also have to take the medicine. So please, change is necessary. If you want to be somebody, if you want to get anywhere, I don't care how old you are, change is necessary. And for me, change has been a big, gigantic thing, whatever the word is. Change has been hard, and I'm still going through it. I love hard. I love people hard. Whether you're my friend, whatever. I love people hard. And some of these people that you're loving hard, are they loving you back? You're busy loving and throwing everything into somebody else's life. What are they doing? Like, do they even appreciate what you're doing? Because it takes time to maintain relationships, and you need that time to focus on the things that you need to focus on. And so sometimes, unfortunately, the chapter in a lot of people's journey in your book of life is done, and they need to be gone. But so many of us are, but I've known them all my life. I've known them for 30 years. They've been my friend for yeah, they've been your friend for 30 years, but now it's time to let them go. Because the place that you need to get to, you need to get to. It doesn't say that 2 of you or 10 of you collectively need to get to. You have a special assignment. And that place that you need to get to, there isn't room that is big enough for all of those people. It's just you that has the calling. So what are you going to do? What would you choose? Are you choosing yourself? Or are you choosing the dream? Are you choosing the vision? Or are you more concerned about, I want to feel like I have a lot of people? It is hard, but it's necessary. If you want it bad enough, well, this is the price. Because nothing good comes without no sacrifice. And that's the honest truth. I find a lot of solitude now the most exciting thing. I can stay in my house one whole weekend and not go anywhere at all. And right now it's so smoky outside, it's not even funny. It's like a barbecue with no barbecue. The air quality is shambolic. I don't know why it's taken to the end of the summer for this to be happening, but being out there is not fun anyway. So I just stay indoors. Turn the AC on and just stay indoors. That's it. So I don't know what it is that you need to shift, but something has got to move because you've been doing the same thing and nothing is changing. Maybe all you need is a study group. You need some new kind of people. Maybe you're in your 40s, but now you need to befriend 25-year-olds that you're doing that first degree with because they have the brains, they can help you. But no, you still want to stick to your friends, You need to stop watching too much telenovelas and, if you're in Ghana, Kumkum Baja and all those silly things. Those people are made, though. They've made all their money from the acting. And you're there wasting time watching them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, spending time on Netflix is a bad thing. I do it every so often. But when I have something else to do, that something else is more important than that. I can sit here for a whole month and not even turn my television on because I'm busy doing other things. It's a choice. It's a choice. How badly do you want it? And what are you prepared to put on the line to have the change happen? I'm going to leave it here. I love everybody so much. We are continuing in our series of becoming something that we are destined to be. We looked at, motivation and encouragement, and there's several ingredients to enable that dream, that thing that you want inside of you to come out and be birthed. One of them is change. We'll talk about something else again as we continue in that series of becoming. I love you. Please share this video. Thank you so much for watching. You're amazing. You're awesome. You can do it. If you believe that you can, then you can. And so get out there and make it happen. And if there are things that you need to uproot, no matter how painful, that's the sacrifice. The price is the price. The sacrifice is the sacrifice. You know how sometimes you want your Gucci bag and you go and the real thing, I'm not talking about the fake stuff out there, the actual thing. And it costs $1,000. Well, that's the sacrifice. You can put $1,000 for GoFood for a month and you have the bag, or you don't. That's the choice. In the same way, the dream that you want to see happen, having your own shop, having your own studio, having your own whatever, that's the goal. The sacrifice is the sacrifice. If you make the sacrifice, you get the dream. It's that simple. Are you prepared to effect change in your life so that you can see better things happen in your life? I love you so much. Have a fantastic day. God bless you. Happy Friday. Bye.